Start.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap yourselves in. It's time for your Tilton Talk Show.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews, we are all supporters of our team. We chanted Super Blues, ringing all around, now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues, we love you, what more can we say? Let's see you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the pointed roll, when we sing together, we're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues, we love you, what more can we say? We have a team that's tops here at St Andrews, they're gonna give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on, city, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues, we love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day.
It's 6:30, it's Monday evening. It is, of course, the Tilton Talk Show, coming to you live from around the country. Tonight on Zoom, what an absolute gentleman Dave Latchwood was last week. He was superb. And ladies and gentlemen, might I say, I shook his hand afterwards, and they were shovels. And that man is 73 years old. I was going, Dave, please. Oh, Dave, please. He proper gave my hand a good squeeze, believe me. And, he's still got a lot of strength in there. Anyway, Here we are. A win for Birmingham City yesterday. Oh, beautiful. Doesn't it feel good?
It's becoming a habit, isn't it?
You know, mate?
It's becoming a habit.
Yeah, I know. I believe we're even in the top half. Listen to that bit. Listen to it. We're in
Pretty
the
close.
top half.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Joining us tonight, we've got Chairman of the Board, Mr. Alan Watton. Greetings, Alan.
Evening, everybody. Greetings from the sunny south coast.
Sunny South Coast, what town?
Bexhill-on-Sea.
Oh, very posh.
We've had a red sky this evening. Beautiful.
Yeah, had a bit of one here as well. Yeah. So don't think that you're, that posh, that you're the only people that get red skies.
No, it's not. It's not posh.
Mr. Mark Adams, Mr. Robe, with his robes at the minute. Is it because it's too warm in your house or something? You got the heating on or something?
No. It's still in the wash. It's been a few mishaps, but
It's been in the wash for 3 weeks, mate.
No, it's gonna. No, when it gets a bit colder, I'll wear it again. Don't worry. Yeah, but no, the vinegar smells out, so that's good.
The brains and the memory of the team, the one and only Paul Hipkiss.
Evening all.
That was very kind of 1960s police officer kind of.
say it every week, don't I? Evening all.
Evening all.
Did you research it last week, Dixon and Doc Green? No.
Nah, he did purposely.
And of course, Mr. Fixer himself, one and only great guy, Craig Courtney.
Welcome, everyone.
Right.
And without this man, nothing would have ever happened. We wouldn't be here today, sitting here chatting with people chatting back to us. And it's just an absolute pleasure to know this guy, the one and only Mrs. Chris Browne.
Good evening. Good. Not funny.
Really? Where'd you get your sound? Are you downloading sound effects for a week or so?
I am, yeah.
I think you've got groupies in there.
Hey, who went to the game on Sunday?
No, I watched it on the Blues TV.
Unfortunately,
watch it on Blues TV.
Christening downstairs, which is really handy, living above such an establishment as this. I'll put an order in for a stair lift. Straight down. Paul, did you watch the game?
I did indeed, yeah. I did with my daughter as well. She seems to be a lucky omen. Whenever she watches us with me, we seem to win. But no, I thought we were outstanding from start to finish. By far the better team, and Chong and Hannibal Medjbury in the middle as well were just outstanding. They covered every blade of grass, and Bielik behind them, and Harley Dean coming into that back three has made us even better in that area. John Ruddy in goal is so assuring.
He was off the again, wasn't he?
Yeah. You don't even flinch, do you, when the ball goes in our penalty box sometimes? I mean, that save he pulled off though, down to his right, was just it was a great save. That was a really good save, and their guy was like there waiting to tap it in as well. So there was only one place he could put it really without getting it to him, and he just got the right touch on it. But no, Bakuna's goal, what a strike it was. It was just out of this world. And
what a goal.
Deeney's first penalty was a great penalty as well. And obviously the second one.
Didn't he just smash that? Huh?
Yeah. He did.
One, I think the second one's still on its way down in it. But
yeah.
It's,
hang on. Here he comes.
but luckily, it don't matter, and we can laugh about things like that. When were we last in this situation? But I'll go back on my words again about this formation. It seems to be working. This is the best I've seen us play with it since we've ever tried it. And long may it continue. And I think we've upgraded a lot of players for me from last season. I mean, you look at Trusty instead of Pedersen, and you look at Bielik instead of Sunic. And I think Sunic under this leadership and this management might have been a good player for us as well. Don't get me wrong, but I can only go by what I see. And Sunic last season, Bielik, since he's come in, Bielik has been a lot better than Sunic was last season. And Trusty's got Premier League potential for me. I think he could play.
He's got it written all over his forehead, hasn't he?
Who? Trusty,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, yeah. Superb.
He's outstanding, isn't he? He reminds me of, like I said it before, he reminds me of Matthew Upson with his game, the way he plays. Left-sided, left-footed. He's quick. He's good on the ball. He can tackle. He can head. He's just got everything for me. Whether he'll actually play for Arsenal, I'm not sure. I'd like, I don't know. Hopefully he don't, because he'll sign for us. But, if we can get ourselves in a situation where we can sign these players permanently, because I was surprised when we signed Chong permanently, so hopefully we can get the same kind of, outcome with the likes of Hannibal and Trusty and Bielik as well. And I think Longelo as well on the left has given us that balance as well. And he gets up and down really well. And the whole team is just, if we can keep everybody fit all season, who knows where we're going to go? Who knows what can happen?
Breath of fresh air, hasn't he, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, to be honest, this league, and I've said this before, that this league, there's no obvious winner of this league this season. There's no Fulham and there's no Bournemouth that are going to run away with it. So there's a big opportunity there. If we can, I think Wednesday's a massive test for us just to see how far we've really come. But we are basically breaking hoodoos at the moment. Hull away, 13 years in the making, a win there at last. And the Baggies away was even longer than that, wasn't it? 2006.
Yeah.
No. So, there's 2 away wins there on 2 grounds that we haven't won for years and years. So, if we can...
Watto, tell us about your experience of the day, mate.
I was just going to say, yes, we've suddenly started laying these bogeys, but we must not start losing at places where we normally win.
Exactly.
Middlesbrough. that's got to stop. That's got to stop. The places where, Bristol City, they're our bunnies. We could play them with the darts team and beat them. We just have we just have it over them, no problem. Hull, it shows I'm getting old because I used to think, well, we never had much problem at Hull, but it's 13 years now since we left. And when the place first opened, we won our first 3 games there. Yeah. And then suddenly a gap. And I remember when we used to beat the Albion for a pastime, but that's now stopped. And it was 17 years. It passes you by when you get to my age because it's only a very small proportion of your experience. But yeah, I was absolutely thetic. And I will say, I'll say one thing, Paul, about the team. Over the last 10 years, there's been players in that team, I won't name them, that you think, what on earth have we got?
Why are they there?
Who's this bloke? He's. I love every one of these guys, and most of them sitting on the bench as well. I really look forward to seeing them play. Yeah, because they're exciting as well as talented. The midfield is magnificent, and what a thing he did at the end of the game. He took the 3 of them off and put the babbies on, and they did just as well. Fantastic.
Yeah, I thought when they came on, I thought, I said to my daughter, we got some depth here. We got some strength in depth here. There's some good players coming on, isn't there, as well as who starts the game.
Well, that's it. That's the thing, Paul. I mean, pre-season, people were saying, "Oh, we'll bring on the kids just to fill numbers." We haven't just brought them on; they're actually coming on and making the mark. It's absolutely brilliant.
But there's another. Would the rest of the team say that this is the best football we've seen for perhaps, since Premier League days?
Probably Chris Hughton, maybe. Chris Hughton football.
For 10 years, yeah. For 10 years, I would say. Yeah. We played good stuff under Chris Hughton.
I enjoyed Gary Monk's season, I will say that. That was the first time in a long time since Steve Claridge, a striker, got over 20 goals for us in a season. That was a good season. But if this carries on, it's all about, I keep saying it's all about consistency, and if this carries on, if we can carry on playing like this and scoring goals and being hard to break down and, to concede, then who knows where we can go, who knows where that's going to take us.
Adam Walsh was just said.
Sorry.
Go on, Mark.
No, sorry, Frank. I was just going to say echoing what Paul said before. There's nothing to be scared of in this league now. There really isn't. It's so wide out. It's probably the widest championship for a good few years.
Yeah. So there's another. Sorry, Mark. There's another hoodoo as well. I know it's one game at a time, and it's Burnley at home net. But there's another hoodoo on Saturday. When did we last win at Blackburn? When was that?
Well, again, we had a little. I've been living down on the coast for 10 years, and the first 2 games at Blackburn after I moved down here, we won both of them. And I started thinking, but you're right, it's about 8 years since we've been there and done any good. But we're better equipped now. We're better equipped than we've ever been. Well, not ever been, but for the last 10 years, we're better equipped. Now, we could do with those 4 or 5 players to just strengthen that squad a bit, because people, we had a suspension this week, and there's 1 or 2 more that are getting close. Okay, you could argue, why should Sanderson get his place back? I think he will. Yeah. But it's a strength thing. We will shuffle the pack, and you won't notice the change in the back 4. Because Colan probably moved to wing back, and Bakuna will probably go back into the middle. So somebody, I can't think now who's going to drop out, but this back unit is solid. I don't sit there. I once had a conversation with Terry Cooper, and I said, "Can we please have a team where you don't fill your pants every time somebody crosses the ball. You know, let's have a centre half that heads the bloody thing and a goalkeeper that catches it. And he said to me, "We ain't got the money for them." So we had to have less of people, but we don't need that now. We've got people. You know, the old Liam Daesh, he'll had a double decker bus if he come in our box. That's the sort of thing that we need, and we've got now. You know?
Who agrees with Adam Walsh that we could be a dark horse for the top 6?
You know, Chris, there's been many seasons there's been dark horses. Now, I remember a season where Wolves were odds on to go up, and the Baggies were just behind them many years ago. And Wolves lost, I think, practically every game in the last 6, and the Baggies won every game in the last 6, and the roles were reversed. Look, you know, all we've got to do is keep taking this one game at a time, right? Planning for that game, managing that game, and making sure we've got the right people in the right places doing the right job. Now, that's shown yesterday, and I was super impressed.
Yeah, and I was.
There's some. Here we go, team. Ready? I'm going to go on Wednesday. I'm going on Wednesday.
Good.
Right.
Wow.
Do you know why? Because I can see something different.
Because you've got atmosphere.
I haven't seen many years. I can see something, a spark in the fire that is, you know, well, who knows? I mean, the bonfire could be lit, couldn't it? You know what I mean?
Well,
Sorry, Mark.
I was going to say, it's almost like the team spirit of I know it sounds corny, but it's almost like the team spirit of 2002 again. That's how it feels. Everyone's in it together again.
The cynic in me thinks, like, you know, they build you up and then knock you back down again.
Yeah.
As a Blues fan, I have to say that. But
you talking about the Browne, Paul?
Yeah. I'm just too scared to say that. This could be it. I just been there so many times. You know what I mean? Let's take it one game at a time.
I'm going to have to interject a little tiny bit. Dennis is asking if my hair has fallen out or if I've had a shower. Neither, Dennis, to be perfectly honest. What it is, my son's got a barber shop in Derby. Now, he's been open for 5 years on the 29th of this month. Yeah. And I was his very first customer. And I'm going to be his first customer on his 5th anniversary.
Right, okay. I was going to say, you haven't been, have you, today? Because otherwise I'd want my money back.
Golly, what's the programme with the Vickers on?
Yeah, you do look like him.
Yeah, you do look like him, actually.
So we'll be cut a week on Sunday, and it's a Sunday. I'm picking him up from Derby. We're going to go up to his shop. And last time I paid him in £2 coins, which had those little pretty, you know, the different ones with the different patterns on. And I said to him yesterday, he said, "Dad, I'm going to be dead honest with you. I'm gutted." He said, "I had to rob him when COVID was on." He said, "I was like proper poor." So this coming Sunday, I will pay him with £2 coins.
Looking at the I bet you the wage bill has come down massively, hasn't it, as well? And I said this at the start of the season. If they can pull this off, then I'll, full credit to them, and I want to give them full credit, the likes of Craig and everybody else involved in the club, because the likes of obviously Sunich and Pedersen must have been on a lot more money, and we brought in Bielik and Trusty on loan, who I've already said are big, they're upgrades on the pair of them, but obviously they're not our players ultimately. But even so, if we can have a really good season with these playing for us and have any chance of signing either of them permanently, then that's going to be great business, isn't it? I think we've got a good chance of getting Bielik if we can get the funds to sign him as well. That'd be a really good signing, because he's made a massive difference, hasn't he?
He's quality. And can you imagine, Paul, going back to Bielik, it must be depressing for him. Can you imagine going to the World Cup, playing top half championship, then having to play like Accrington away? So surely there's somewhere to be done there,
Yeah.
He won't have to play at Accrington away because they've already played there.
Oh, they've already, they would play the weekend, didn't they?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It must be, on some level as a human, Bielik must think, I really don't fancy that.
No.
Going to
I think, what about the fans with Harley Dean on Sunday as well? That's brilliant, the fans getting behind him. But also, he almost looked embarrassed, to have them singing his name again. And I know Bakuna and the boys were pushing him forwards, but actually, that shows you the camaraderie that's going on in that group. And that shows you how together they actually are.
Yeah.
You say that, Craig. Sorry. I was going to say, even when he hasn't been playing, Dean, from where season ticket is, you can see him every game. He's always there beyond the dugout. He's always watching. So he has. It's almost like he's been involved, even though we might not be aware. But
I asked the question on here, didn't I, a few weeks ago? Mark Roberts or Harley Dean. I don't think that's even a debate now, is it?
No.
Dean, anytime. No disrespect. No disrespect to Roberts, but we're not relying on that big long throwing, which doesn't bring anything.
When he comes back, though, it gives us that bit more strength in depth if we need it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think it shows a lot of character as well to come back from. I mean, he hasn't had it easy, has he, regarding abuse and social media, and to come back and say, I'm going to show you what I can do on the pitch.
When you get that, right, is prove people wrong with the 2 feet at the bottom of your legs, and that's what he's doing.
And that's what he's doing.
Back on board again.
Yeah,
Hand on heart, we thought
that's character. Yeah, we did.
I think Harley Dean's a massive confidence player for me, and I think how many managers has he played for us now? And how many is he had now? How many is it, Alan? You'll tell us exactly. It's about 8.
About 7, 8.
Well, you all know,
I'm trying to think who actually signed him. Was it Harry Redknapp?
Signed him.
Yeah, he's had Harry Redknapp. He's had Steve Cottrell. He's had Gary Monk. He's had, if you're including Lee Carsley as well as interim.
Lee Carsley.
Yeah.
He's had Pep Clotet. He's had about 8
Ranker.
Barrier.
That caretaker.
Yeah, count him.
So he's. I think for me, once he gets a manager that he can relate to, if you like, in a way, then he performs well. And this is the best I've seen him play since Monk was here.
He did his interview, didn't he? And his comments stood out a mile.
Keep it up. We said all to charity. It's all for charity, mate.
He stood out a mile in his commentary when he turned around and said, "This is the best group and togetherness that we've seen." And he actually turned around and he went, "And it's better than Monk." And arguably, I think he played his best football under Monk.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, what else can we bring out of him? It'd be.
Look, Craig, when we signed him as a manager, I was thinking, Kidderminster Harriers, really? Oh no! Even they beat us once, and I was literally, I was on my knees. I was rock bottom as far as Birmingham City were concerned. I was rock bottom, not being like that. Father's head's just come on and scream. Nice one, Brownie. That's brilliant. That is, I love it. And when you've got no motivation to do something,
like get up.
I think Birmingham City fans have been kicked that many times in the teeth, in the guts, in the legs, and God knows where else, that we're just tired of the antics and everything that goes on at our football club. It's a football club. It's a business, and it's like,
You know what, though, Nick?
I do. Look,
we're all together.
I get too much. I do. Right, but I'm going to go back Wednesday. I'm going back on Wednesday, guys. There you go. Hallelujah. Here from Lee Geary, a great test. 3 of the top 6 next 3 games.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, Craig.
No, I was going to say, overall, the one thing I want to say to everyone that listens that may not have been down at that ground is, at the weekend, those fans in that away stand were amazing, right? At the end of the game, all of the fans from Hull had gone. All you heard was blues, right? All the way through the game, all you heard was blues. We need that at home as well. Justice said it in his interview after the game. We've got the biggest game probably so far this season coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
A true test of where we are. But the big difference is, he said he felt as though the fans were there on the pitch with them at Hull. We need to do the same on Wednesday night. And in fact, not just Wednesday night. We need to be down there every game. We need to, that stadium, we can't fill it all because the bottom tiers aren't open. But let's fill the rest. Let's get behind them.
Hey, listen to this. You ready? Nigel, we are 3 points off the playoffs.
I don't take that anywhere near for granted.
Dennis says apparently I'm going back on Wednesday. To be in this position, which we've not been in at this stage in the season for 5 years, perhaps, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and to look at that team and the spirit. And yes, I'm going to be dead honest with you. I promise you, I doubted that manager. I doubted the manager without a shadow of a doubt. I did. I thought, what have we gone and done now? You know what? He's changed my mind, and he's doing with his squad of players what Harley Dean has been doing with his feet.
Yeah, I think John Eustace. Sorry, mate. I think John Eustace, with his, he's been number 2 to 2 or 3 managers at QPR, learning his trade, and it was time for him personally to move up to the number 1, and he was going to go somewhere, and thankfully he chose us. And again, big ups to Craig Gardner for knowing that, and stepping in and say, well, if you want that move, we're your club. Now I was like Nick, I mean, I knew that when he came, but it's a big ask. It's a big ask for being a number 2 for a long time. The only thing that sort of encouraged me was the kind of people who he'd worked for, who are quite respected, and hopefully it rubbed off. Well, I wasn't convinced. There's 6 or 7 games going. I'm going, perhaps.
No,
but then again, no players. The players were all injured.
His backroom staff have got a lot to be.
Season for a long time. I feel we can get a result every game. It's refreshing from Sam Mullet. Question for Paul from Lilypad, and this is really, really important actually. What is your thoughts on the 20-minute delay? I'll look at my hair to the goalpost, because to be frank, they left as they were. Deeney second penalty definitely would have gone in.
I've never seen it. Just going back on John Eustace, though, I think we might have the Championship Arteta. But there you go. After you
I'm recording this, Paul.
He's not one to sit down and not. He's there. He's out. He's instructing. I love it. I love that idea.
It's not just him though. I mean, his backroom staff are amazing. You've got Gardner, who he openly shouted out against Hull because the question was asked. There was a weakness in their defence and the way that they stood up to set pieces. Did you do anything? And he was straight away, yes. He was on the ball, he was watching it, and he got it into the team. And he was drumming things through to them to go through. A couple of weeks ago, we heard the same about Mike Taylor. Now, when you've got a group of people that support the manager as much as they do, and then a team listening, that's really powerful. And that's where I think we are probably heads and tails above, dare I say, some of the teams in the league in terms of the way that we are together at the moment.
Interesting.
Paul, back to the goalposts. We didn't finish that conversation, did we?
Peter saying the goals were 2 inches too tall, not 10 foot. And brilliant. And Jason, you said Deeney's penalty has just landed in Weymouth Harbour.
I've not. Just to answer the question, I've not seen anything like that before in my life. It was quite amusing, wasn't it? Really.
Comical.
Yeah. I mean, we said before we came on, didn't we? Who inspects something like that? But they must do before. It must be all part of the inspections before, because they do it all before anybody gets in the stadium, don't they?
Yeah, they should do. Yeah. Apparently, there was a massive issue with Hawkeye as well. Now, was it Hawkeye that wasn't calibrated because of that extra 2 inches?
Well, I think that's how they probably picked it up, Nick, with the camera. Yeah. To be honest, they probably noticed that from the distance between the crossbar and the goal line. And that's when they had to do something about it. But I think it did happen once or twice.
At Wigan last week.
Wigan. I was going to say Wigan.
Cardiff.
Did they not just carry on and?
They just carried on. They agreed. They agreed to play the game with one goal slightly bigger than the other.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
nobody knows what it looks like either.
Yeah, but I don't know. at the end of the day, it was done, and you know, we managed to put the ball in both goals, didn't we? So I'm happy. So it's all good. But yeah, coming back onto Eustace and his staff, we've also got Keith Downing in there as well, haven't we?
Yes. Yeah.
Graham Haynes has just said since it happened at Wigan, they check each game now. But how can you produce goalposts which are 2 inches too big for a game of football?
I think it depends on how far they knock them into the ground. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't even think about it, would you?
The holes aren't deep enough.
No, but also I think another guy who needs a shout out and a lot of credit is Sean Rush, because he gets the players really fit, doesn't he? I mean, we were running around in the 90th minute. Yes, we're in the first minute, weren't we?
Yeah.
Nigel says 2 inches is an awful lot, apparently. Hashtag thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. That didn't come from Linda then, no? Okay.
I suppose.
Pete Taylor is saying what I've picked up on is they couldn't calibrate Hawkeye, then discovered the goal heights issue. I don't know. I just don't get how you produce something.
Who is Hawkeye? I've never seen him.
Hawkeye.
Mash.
Yeah.
Mash, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the goal line technology in the championship is relatively new.
It's used for rugby, hence the goalposts being too big. Perhaps they use the rugby ones. You imagine 2 great big balls going up the top, yeah.
Well,
net won't fit, lads, the net won't fit.
What was you going to say, Alan?
Well, Deeney's penalty would certainly have gone over the rugby post, let alone the goal football.
Yes, it would have, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell he went to the NFL last week, can't you?
Oh, yeah, he does love his NFL, doesn't he?
Yeah. We'll let him off.
Apparently, Hall's ground isn't
let's have a quick opinion on the referees and the linesmen for the weekend then.
On yesterday's game?
Yeah.
Fine.
What was absolutely fantastic. We won. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, if we'd lost, it would have been crap.
Here I go with the
credit. We won by the hard work and the commitment we put into that game. I'm saying, like we've all said, we've had some absolutely diabolical officials at St Andrews. These guys seem bang on.
Here's another question from me. When was the last match that we played that we had 2 penalties in?
No, my head's black.
I'm thinking.
At the end of one season, we missed one and scored. The match we had to win against Huddersfield, we missed one and scored one. It was when.
Did you know this? Did you know it, Mark?
I was going to say no. I was thinking of the Houghton season, the last game against Reading. We got to, but
no, Alan's
right.
Yeah. What's his name? The striker got sent off. Did we won with 10 men. We had 2 penalties. Jukovic missed the first one, and Craig Gardner took the second one, and put us 2-0 up. They got a goal late on, but we
won 2-0 with 10 men as well. Then we could Shay Adams got sent off.
Shay Adams got sent off.
But they put all their kids out, didn't they? Because they were in the playoffs already.
They were there anyway.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So and the interesting thing was the Shay Adams things was revoked. And he played the following week against Bristol City and got the winner. You know, we talk about we get a lot of rubbish, but
sometimes
it's a funny old game.
Sometimes we do get the nod.
Yeah. Well, obviously, in other seasons.
Hello to our friend Tim Faraday, our actor friend Tim Faraday, who is now watching Good Evening Tim Faraday, our actor friend.
Other teams' points deductions as well. Obviously, have kept us up as well, haven't they, in the past?
Yeah.
So we won't be relying on that this season.
The penalty from Troy has just reached Jupiter, says Lee. All our penalties come from the EFL, says Jason.
Brenda's raising an interesting question here, Chris. Why isn't there a Blues match on a Saturday until January?
Part of the World Cup and then
World
television.
Cup. Yeah.
Well, there's no matches for a month anyway.
No.
And over Christmas we don't play because Christmas Day's on a Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
So we don't play.
Have I never told you before, Alan?
I know you're 61 next year.
Where's the mute button? Where's the mute button? Where's the mute button?
In a way, though, if we build up momentum, it's a bit of a shame we've got the World Cup coming up because it'll be like
Not if we win it, Mark. Not if we win it.
Yeah.
hang on, I got one specially for that one.
You want to know what it's like?
I do, Al. Yeah, I do. It's something I want to experience in my life.
There's three of them who could perhaps remember it.
What,
Paul.
this life? Are you a Buddhist? Because if you're a Buddhist, you might do it in the next life.
You know, we had this conversation before, and I started to think perhaps I don't actually care because they won it when I was 15 years of age. And I look at this lot now and think, you ain't as good as them, and you never will be. And there's a kind of thing inside me that doesn't want that myth to be broken. You know, Bobby Charlton, Bobby Moore, Alan Ball, you know, the greatest people that ever drew breath.
Gordon Banks, of course.
These people that are playing for us now ain't in that league as characters, as heroes or whatever. I can't make a hero of these people that are playing now.
Are there any of us who are not looking forward to the World Cup? Are there any of us who are not looking forward to the World Cup?
It's gonna be a strange one.
It will be strange.
It's gonna be very weird.
I love it. I love it. I do as a whole spectacle. I'll watch as many games as I possibly can. Yeah. Some days in the group stages, there's 4 games on, isn't there? One after the other.
Yeah.
So amazingly, I'm still married.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Paul. Nothing to do with football. Then.
The 5 World Cups as well. I think it is now.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Going back to Alan's question, Alan, you talked about 1966. If you could take one of those 66 England players and put them into the blue side, who would you choose?
Bobby Moore.
If you could go in a time machine and grab one of them.
I'll do the sound effects.
It'll definitely be him.
It's a toss-up between Charlton and Moore. And also Gordon Banks, because Gordon Banks was something special. I'd probably just shade Bobby Charlton.
Yeah.
Just shade Bobby Charlton. He was such a wonderful footballer. You know, if his name was on the tee sheet, people would turn up to watch. You know, he was the best of his time, best of that type of player in his time.
But Al couldn't leave.
Right. Craig, sorry, one for you very quickly, Paul. Please continue that conversation. But before I lose this, Brenda said she's just seen Kevin Phillips on TV talking. Please bring him on the Tilton Talk Show.
Yeah, we'd love him.
We have tried and we will continue to try.
Okay. There you go, Brenda. Sorry, Paul, you cracked somebody.
That's all right. I forgot what I was going to say now, to be honest.
No, you haven't forgotten anything. You never forget anything. Not ever.
I've remembered. Like you're on about bringing Bobby Charlton into this Blues team, Al, but you couldn't leave Hannibal out for him, could you, Mark?
Yeah, what's your opinion of him, Mark? I'm just interested, like, you know, from a fans view.
I've kept tabs on him throughout his whole career, and I'm really impressed by him. Now, hand on heart, it's confession time.
I missed who are we talking about?
Hannibal.
Unfortunately, Mark made a comment on our private chat. I have screenshotted it. I
had a fit. Right. I was screaming, no.
I know. Hand on heart. I think
was at Blues yesterday talking about, you know, football, grassroots football, all levels of football, and it was a Hannibal lecture.
No.
That's the only one you can have tonight, Nick.
Yeah, I still haven't got the tumbleweed.
Somebody might have appreciated Craig. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say up to now I thought it'd been energetic but with little end product. I thought it'd been pretty average up to yesterday. But you know, what do I know?
Yeah, Nigel Mann has just said, Hannibal, can I be your friend, please? Love, Mark. Kiss, kiss. Is that true?
I love it.
I love it when a plan comes together.
What was you going to say about Hall? I think were you talking about Jeff Hall? Talking about Hall. Says Asher. Who was talking about Hall?
Jordan.
Yeah. Was anybody talking about it?
I didn't mention him, but the kid's got loads of potential. He comes on.
Yeah.
Looks good when he comes on.
He had a wonderful 50 minutes the week before, and he didn't get a kick this week. You know, that's how strong we are.
Yeah. That's a great situation to be in, though.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Adam Walsh, just to let you know, Clinton Morrison, no, he hasn't been on the show. However, I am aware that he is doing a question and answer session in Shirley. I think it's maybe next week or the week after.
I think it is, yeah.
That I am going to attend, and I am going to try and get him to come on. We
grab him.
On the phone.
Clinton Morrison? No, we haven't, no.
Sure. Right, who was the one that went from football to boxing?
Curtis Woodhouse.
Oh, you're thinking about Curtis Woodhouse, yeah. Curtis Woodhouse.
Ah, yeah.
We haven't had him on either, have we?
Have you gone with a Curtis?
We have, yeah. We've had Curtis on, yeah. Yeah. That was a few years ago. That was. It was a cracking show. That was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lee Geary says Hannibal the Cannibal eats away fans for fun.
Yeah.
Saracen's Head, apparently, Paul Hansen said. Thank you very much, Paul. Saracen's Head in Shirley.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence going back onto Harley Dean again. You know, you got Ruddy behind him, you got Trusty next to him on the left, you know, and Colin on the right, who he's played with most of his career. You know, that's another coincidence. It's not a coincidence that his game is a lot better with those players around him, is it really?
Yeah.
It was lovely. It was nice to see Trusty find loads of space yesterday. I think that's the first game where he's pushed up quite that much. You know, he found himself by the byline so many times, and that's probably him getting used to the English game and getting used to it all. And I just thought he was really good at attacking outlets, seeing him up there.
He's a cracking player, and he really is good.
He is. You know, he's just class. My only fear is either him or Bakuna will be in the Premier League before we do.
Well, let's just think about, you know, take each game as it comes and see where it takes us. I say they can't go anywhere now.
No.
Let's see where we are in January and what happens. And you never know, we might even get this investment sorted out before then as well. And did anyone hear Jim White the other day going on about Bassini again? What was that all about?
That was all that. Yeah.
I just wish that guy would crawl back into the hole that he's been living under, because he is ridiculous. He's making a mockery of our club. But what makes it worse is, why the Five Live insist on reading out stuff from him after what happened before?
Because it's for viewing figures.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I think Jim White likes to mention him because it riles Simon Jordan, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can tell that guy. Yeah.
Simon Jordan doesn't like us very much anyway, does he? He thinks we screwed him inside out.
Mind you, there was talk of Jordan taking over Coventry, weren't there? Not so many weeks ago. That's gone quiet.
Hang on, Chris. He actually meant the whole of Coventry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What, for 58 quid?
He offered us £4.
Not that much.
58 pence on a concrete block. That's what I heard.
Yeah. He's been living in a hotel and he's just paid his rent $4.5 million for the year.
Who?
Simon Jordan.
That was for 10 years, wasn't it?
Oh, was it 10 years? Oh, right. I was going to say a year's a bit much, isn't it?
Horror story. Do you know what? Nothing that comes out of his gob is worth putting in my wheelie bin.
Well, do you know,
Craig, get him on the show.
Yeah, we love him.
I actually like him as a businessman. I just don't think he is a man for football. And it talks a lot of sense.
Failed at running a football club.
He didn't, did he? He sold the club on for a massive profit when he left that club. Yeah. Simon Jordan as a businessman is fantastic. It's just that he's not a football man. That's the
why have him on a football show?
He's good on the radio, isn't he? He's
good on the radio.
Oh yeah.
It's very rare I'll disagree with what he's saying, to be honest.
Lilypad reckons that if I don't want to take all my clothes off when we score 6, that maybe I could have a tattoo. No, I want to take my clothes off.
Maybe I can do it for you.
What, take my clothes off?
No, that's not.
I was going to say.
The beard's going to keep him warm.
Oh, he's scary.
No.
You're never going to unsee that now, are you?
So, should we come on to the what do you want to do next, Craig? Do you want to do the underrated, or do you want to do the have we got something ready for squad game?
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
I was
I
going to
think
say, I
we've
was
got
going to shout out that, as always, we're looking for people to join us on Squad Game. So if you are interested, leave a message on the board and we'll get back in touch with you. And we'll see how things go. So, yeah, we can go on to Squad Game and in a wee while. So underrated ones to be 11 then, Paul. Well, I can't remember what position we're on.
Midfield.
We've done centre midfield, didn't we? Left and right.
Yeah, we got the back.
Yeah.
We got left mid. We got right.
Nigel says, Nick, can I be your friend? Look, Chris.
In the middle, we had Peter Shearer, didn't we? On the left, Damien Johnson. On the right, John McCarthy. So we need to complete the midfield 4 now with a second central midfielder to go next to Peter Shearer. Underrated. What we thinking?
I'm thinking
heroes.
I'm thinking Davis.
David
Davis. Yeah, I think he didn't get the credit he deserved.
I think
he never let us down. Scored some very key goals against some very key people, if you remember. So that would be my shout.
It's not a bad shout at all.
A lot of people
just put 3 out there. So Jason
Go on, what you can say, Craig. Sorry,
I was going to say, Jason Hughes put 3 names out there, all of which are great shouts. Curtis Woodhouse, Stephen Clements, or Chris Marsden.
Chris Marsden. He's underrated, wasn't he? He never got the kudos.
Stephen Clements as well, you know. Stephen Clements, good player.
He came up.
Can I chuck in one from promotion under Terry Cooper? And that's David Rennie. I think David Rennie.
Okay, you can remember that far back.
I was only like 15 or 16. He was a good captain.
Really? Oh, you look a lot older. Sorry, I
was thinking Uriah Rennie. I was thinking no, he was definitely in middle, but he was not a player.
Definitely, yeah.
What about Kenny Lowe?
Kenny
Lowe, yeah. Tim's gone for
the non-league Glenn Huddle.
Yeah.
You could put me personally. I thought Peter Unlove was an unsung hero. He didn't get mentioned enough. You could put him on the left and Damien Johnson in the middle. But obviously we've picked Damien Johnson on the left. But I'm just throwing that out there because I think Peter Unlove. Mind you could put him up front as well. But Peter Unlove, my favourite players.
Another shout out for Chris Marsden as well from Pete Taylor.
And also, whose women are playing tonight? Stephen Gill keeps updated, buddy. Thank you very much for that. 10 minutes gone. Great play for Siobhan Wilson. Lucy Quinn couldn't quite get a red on it. Southampton 0, Birmingham City 0.
And another one for Marsden as well from Jason Hughes. Danny Sonner and Martin O'Connor get a shout as well.
Dom Kavanagh with Danny Sonner. Talk about that one.
Danny Sonner. From my best memory of Danny Sonner was that amazing through ball to Jeff Horsfield against Ipswich. He split their defence wide open for Horsfield's first goal in the League Cup semi-final, Worthington Cup semi-final against Ipswich.
Yeah.
But overall, his game was good, wasn't it? He got the odd goal, and he was involved in most of our play going forward. He was good. Whether he'd quite be my number one choice in, I don't know, as like an underrated, unsung hero, I'm not sure.
Okay. I want us all to shout this out in unison. This is from Tim Faraday. Am I the only one who thought Damien Johnson was overrated?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Damien Johnson was super.
No.
Johnson and what was the other one that was with him?
Yeah.
We got Kenny Cunningham as well. That's a good one. That's a good shout. Julian Gray.
Damien Johnson was 50 grand, wasn't he? 50 grand we paid for Damien Johnson.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'd have complained if we'd have paid 7 million, would we?
No, not for what we had out of him. No.
I think it wasn't.
Is it? Discuss.
Yeah, he wasn't. Damien Johnson wasn't the most skillful player, I'll say, but he just run through brick walls for us, didn't he?
He was just a solid 7 out of 10 every week, wasn't he?
Muzzy Easy. How many games did he play for us? He can't be any more than 25.
Only half a dozen, didn't he?
18 or something like that. He was
Yeah.
terrible.
He
Here's
got
one from
injured
Mark-
in his first game.
Brian Hughes discuss.
Yeah, not underrated though. He's
Not
just,
under, he was class.
he's not underrated. He
Can I
was
just
just
say,
genius.
I think people be looking for underrated. I've seen on the social media when we do this, people think we're talking about the best, midfielders. It's underrated.
We're underrated, definitely
Underrated,
underrated.
Underrated, not
Definitely
not.
Underrated heroes. I've added in young heroes as well. Players that don't
Yeah.
get mentioned.
Yeah.
And for me, Peter Unlove is in that bracket. He doesn't get mentioned enough for me for how good he was.
No, he's not
Brenda's-
been mentioned. No.
Sammy Martins discuss.
Yeah, he's not really. I don't think he had enough games to do.
Who was
Really.
he? Who? Who was he?
Obafemi.
You weren't a midfielder.
No.
Aliou Cisse is a decent shout.
Yes.
Yeah, that is, to be fair.
Yeah.
As his Capo again has come up
Capo,
in
he was
this one.
class. Yeah, Capo's a great shout. Who said that,
Yeah.
Craig?
It's Adam Walsh.
Adam Walsh. Yeah.
Fair play,
Yeah.
Adam. Great shout.
He was on the left though, wasn't he? Whereas you could put Damien Johnson in the middle and him on the left. We'll just go with whoever.
Stephen Quinn's gone for a great one here. Keith Farley.
Yeah. Not underrated though.
Not underrated. Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
He was
yeah,
great.
no, you know what? He played some belters for us.
Yeah, he did.
I'll tell you who else. I'll tell you who else we signed that was really good, and he was in his mid-30s at the time. For the first sort of half of the season he signed, he was fantastic, but then he ran out of steam a little bit, and that was Barry Horn.
Barry Horn,
Yeah.
yes.
Barry
Yeah.
Horn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
a great
brilliant.
signing.
He just ran out of a bit of steam, didn't he? Like as the season went on, because it's such
Yeah.
a demanding league, isn't it? Jason Hughes has said Peter Shearer, he's already in, mate. He's already the one player we've got. So we need somebody next to him. But no, I thought Barry Horn was and what about Steve Castle as well? He did a few
Steve
bits.
Castle, yeah. He had a good shot on him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a great shot on him.
Yeah.
Chris Holland.
Chrissy Holland, yeah.
Tim
Only
Faraday
had one eye.
remembers Matthew Fox.
Yeah. Matthew Fox.
Matthew
Yeah.
Fox.
He was a centre half.
Yeah, he wasn't a midfielder, was he?
David Fox, he said.
O'Reilly. Remember him?
O'Reilly,
Yeah.
Gary O'Reilly.
On our YouTube channel,
Local man.
Alan,
David Foy.
Christopher Rowe on the YouTube channel has gone for Phil Summerhill. Alan,
He was a winger.
He was a winger, wasn't he? Really?
Striker.
Yeah.
Who's getting the most votes at the minute?
It's Marsden.
It's Marsden at the moment.
Yeah, Marsden.
Chris
Yeah,
Marsden.
there's another one there for Marsden as well. Yeah.
He doesn't get mentioned a lot, does he?
No,
He was
No.
classy, he was, wasn't
he
he?
was a great, solid
with
player.
us.
Yeah.
Weren't with us very long though, was he? About 18 months, wasn't
Yeah, he weren't
I
too
don't-
long.
Yeah.
Him and Martin O'Connor were a wonderful pairing in midfield. You know,
he? Yeah.
Kevin
Mate,
Dillon
Kevin-
was Kevin Dillon mid.
What a
was
good
Kevin
chap.
Kevin
midfield?
Dillon, yes,
And Fox
definitely.
Spector.
Yeah, another good one. Yeah, but I think he was a great player,
yeah.
though, Kevin Dick.
Yeah, Jonathan Spector's come up a couple of times now, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Billy Pad's gone for
been
Nicky
mentioned.
Forster. Kevin Dillon from Dave Twine.
Yeah, that's quite a good one. Yeah.
We just had a blast from the past, Chris Brown. This one. Terry Hibbett, mid-70s.
Terry Evers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
My
there's
God. You know what?
a few good ones,
There wouldn't even be a brick wall in front of you. He'd just run through it. Straight from it.
Yeah, good footballing family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Fantastic.
what about Cliftonveld? Did he get the credit he deserved? Because I thought he was fantastic for nothing, whatever we paid for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Good
something
player.
like 25 grand or something, wasn't he, from that Dutch
Yeah.
team?
It's a good shout, actually. You think about it. Yeah, good shout. There's another one for Nafty as well.
Dominguez
Nafty.
and Nafty.
Another one for Nafty.
That's a great shout, Nafty.
He's got to be pretty close to second now, Nafty. So
He is. I'm keeping tab of the numbers. He is second at the moment.
yeah, it's got to be.
Mm.
Yeah. Got to be. Or Nigel. Yeah, Ian Andyside's another great player. Yeah,
Absolute quality.
yeah. We've had some great midfielders.
What would he be? Early 80s, Chris, you think? Early 80s?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, early 80s. Yeah. Kevin Dillon side, wasn't it? That's sort of
Martin
era.
Poole from Paul Hampson.
There's some that you'd never even remember, isn't there? I mean, we've had so many.
Well, yeah, that's.
Would Alan Kirbishley fall into the...
I can read them up here because, like, I would have a clue.
Alan Kirbishley, Alan, you say, yeah? Alan Kirbishley.
Would he come under the label of underrated? He was one of when we spent all the Trevor Francis money on players. He was the least known at the time, and we got more out of him than say even Frank Worthington or Archie Gemmell, who were great, but they weren't there very long. Alan Kirbishley stayed with us, and we sold him to the other lot. And of course, like all people we sell to them, they never do anything when they get there. They ought to remember that. But yes, he was quality. He was quality player.
Mm-hmm. Can I throw in Craig Gardner as well, first time round? Because obviously second time round he was coming to the end of his career, wasn't he? Really, but first time round though, he was fantastic, wasn't he?
Yeah, we'll never forget that goal, will we?
And he doesn't really get again mentioned as a player for us that much, does he?
No, Tim Faraday's gone with John Frayne. He was tidy when he played centre mid.
Definitely, yeah. Has he been on? We've had him on.
We've had him.
But you knew by the little bowl patch on the back of his head who he was at all times.
More votes coming in for McFadden as well now later.
It's got to be quick. Got to be close in it for a second.
Wow.
And also David Dunn. Again,
he was.
Yeah. He's had a couple of Dean Peer.
If David Dunn is injury free, then he probably will be one of the best players to play. Well, he'd certainly be one of the best players to play for us in my lifetime, anyway.
Yeah. Absolutely, God, yeah. What a shock when he came to the Blues.
But Paul Hanson's just come in with Dean Peer.
Yeah, Peer. Yeah.
What you say, Al?
Gotcha.
Lily Pad's just come in with Savage.
He was.
What, Lily's coming with Savage?
He's got the biggest heart of anybody that ever pulled a blue shirt on, but that's as much as I can say.
What about Mark Yates? He weren't bad, was he?
Mark Yates?
Well, in that Leyland Daft side, yeah, Mark Yates.
And Alan, you hit the nail on the head there, mate. Like, that was his level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I just say thank you to the two people that got my joke?
We won that Leyland Daft.
I did, Chris. I thought it was funny.
Thanks.
It's very good.
Thank you. That's two of you anyway.
I like it, Chris.
Thanks.
We get paid now.
Apparently, McSheffrey got the sack yesterday.
He did, didn't he? Got sacked, yeah.
And because Steve Austin has just joined us, welcome, Steve. Nice to have you aboard the Tilton Talk Show, mate, on a Monday night. And next time I come over to Leamington Warwick, I shall certainly be paying you a visit.
Craig, do you want me to set up a guest for the squad game?
We've actually had somebody come through.
Yeah, I'll give him a call, actually.
If you can. And Mr. Hipkiss, they're challenging you, young man, because they've said you're the font of all knowledge and they'd like to take you on.
Oh, dear. I'm getting nervous already.
It's Dean Peer.
Just to let you know, we are literally now neck and neck between three players. So it is Marsden, it is McFadden, and coming in very late, Nafty. So three players all on the same amount of votes. And I've got to say, I'd find it tough myself to choose between those three.
Me too. Lily Pad says, I've got stitched from laughing so much. You've really made my night. Thank you so much. Lily, we ain't finished yet, girl. There's more to come.
Going back onto former Blues players as managers, it was good to see a former Blues player as a manager get a good result on the road yesterday as well, weren't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I did have both games on watching both Blues and them at the same time at one period. Yes, it was enjoyable. That was, yeah.
Talk to me. Let's just put our England hats on a second and talk to me about Mason Mount. Does he make it into the England starting 11 in the first game of the World Cup for us all here?
I wouldn't start him. He'd be in my squad. He'd be on the bench. I couldn't start him.
I'm sorry, Craig. Come back to this in about 10 seconds. Right? Nigel Mann just said, Paul Hipkiss, Every librarian in Solihull since 1976. Go! Sorry, crack on, Craig. I'm sorry, mate.
I'm with you, Craig.
Okay, so I think okay, Craig.
We've got a good team, and he would rock the apple cart for me if we even thought about bringing him in. So yeah, we are there. And Chris, have we got our guest?
We have, yeah, hopefully on the line.
Okay. So, ladies and gents, this evening we have Claire Giblin joining us.
Hi, Claire.
Are you there?
Hello, you're right.
Yeah, not bad.
Claire would like to take on Paul in squad game. And
yeah, definitely.
Right.
There's no.
Okay, here's where the votes go. Come on, Claire! Come on, Claire!
So, no pressure in terms of this, Paul, but I've got the two squads.
Okay.
And for yourself, would you like to go first or second?
We got to toss a coin, haven't you, mate? So, Claire, heads or tails? Someone's got to toss a
Head, please.
Hip kiss. What a pedantic man you are. You're not even sure he wants to go first or second.
I'm playing the book by its rules.
All right,
You
okay.
are.
Craig, remember those words.
Anyone got a coin, Craig?
I am, yeah. So, what did you say? Okay. You said she said it's so it's heads.
Yeah, I love heads.
It's heads. It is heads.
Right, okay, Claire. Normally this is fun. Tonight it's for £1,000 towards our charity. If you lose,
Yeah.
No pressure.
No.
Claire, do you want to go first or do you want to go second?
I'll go second. I'll let him have a go first.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on.
Oh, all the pressure's definitely
No pressure.
there. Claire, do you want to go first or do you want to go second?
Is he going to strike like doing his penalty at the weekend or not? I'll let him have a go first.
Sorry.
Put the pressure on.
Chris, we've got a horrible echo.
Yeah, sorry.
Is he going to strike like doing his penalty at the weekend or
Claire,
not?
can you do your radio now?
All the pressure's
There you go, sorry.
The R&B Sport.
right. We're done with the same. So, Mr. Hipkiss,
Okay.
Yep.
your squad, 1991,
Oh,
1992. How many players?
go there for him. I'll tell you what, I'm not joking, mate. You've just given him like
I'll go for 12.
12.
Right. Cool. Chris, can you time 30 seconds for us? I'm going to keep a tab.
Okay. On your marks, get set, go.
Martin Thomas, Ian Clarkson, Kevin Ashley, Vince Overson, Trevor Matthewson, John Frayne, midfield, Simon Sturridge, John Gale, Nigel Gleghorn, David Rennie, Paul Tate, Louis Donowa, Ian Rogerson. Hurting a bit.
Time's up.
And do you know what?
Get
Paul?
one. You forgot one.
Go on.
I can't remember the name.
How many,
So,
Craig?
Paul, you said 12. You got 12.
There you go.
Some good going.
Which one did he get wrong, Craig? Because I counted 13 answers.
Pressure.
Yeah. What's the
Definitely
was the Louis Donner one wrong?
Louis Donowa was in the team.
Yeah.
So which one
was
did he
it?
get wrong then?
Kind of then.
Which one was wrong then?
Oh, Paul.
None.
Actually, no, I'm telling a lie. Sorry, I do apologise. I'd actually got the goalkeeper down as wrong, but it's true. So it's actually 13, Paul, so I do apologise.
Don't worry.
Good about Hopkins.
No, I think he's gone by then, hadn't he?
Gone by them.
Oh, he played in the Leyland Cup final.
Yeah, well, this is the year after.
He didn't.
He didn't play.
On your sub,
Didn't
wasn't
come
he?
out at the end of the
Paul. I could have had Andy Savard as well, couldn't I? And Paul Molden, was he there as well then?
Paul Molden was there indeed.
Yeah.
Was David Speedy on loan that season as well?
Haven't got David Speedy down, no.
It was 92, 93, I think he was.
Anyway, that's enough.
Some pressure on you. Some pressure on you there, Claire.
You had your moment of fame. There
No,
you
yeah,
go. All right, kid. This.
So, on to the next one. Claire,
The
Claire.
whole Tilton Talk Show is rooting for you. Right? You
Thank you.
Care of your life off me, mate, if you can beat him. I have got zero chance, none whatsoever. None. Zero.
13.
Not a chance. Never put me up
13
against
to beat.
Claire, here you go.
13.
Okay, on your
13.
marks. On your marks.
Claire, your squad is 1996 to 1997.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, you
How
sure?
many do you think you can name?
I'm going to go with. So, how many did he get? 13.
13.
Yeah.
I can hear that keyboard tapping, Claire.
I think I'll get one more at least. I think I'll win.
No.
Really?
Oh, no pressure.
I want complete silence during this, please.
Chris, can you do the timing for us, please?
Okay. On your marks. Get set. Go.
Granger, Michael Johnson, Adibola, Devlin, Hughes, O'Connor, Perth, Bennett, Ablett, did Brucey play, I think? Derry Gill, Martin O'Connor, Paul Tate, Kevin Francis, Kevin Paul, Paul Furlong, Devlin, Finnan. I think Nicky Forster's one out there. I'm not quite sure.
Time's up.
Holland.
Oh, just got that one in.
I'll tell you what, that is close. That is. I am
Got
just
two right, Claire. Well done. All the best. Have a good day.
I'm actually doing some reckoning up as we speak.
I reckon you've done it, Claire. I do. Honestly, well
I
done.
reckon that's probably the best ever.
You know what? We've got to
Twice.
give Claire some recognition. Well done, madam.
Well done.
Thank you.
I've just gone through after a ropey start, will I say, and a big ropey start. You did get 15.
Oh, pretty good.
Well done.
Yeah, it doesn't help when you,
Thank you.
not when you get asked to see someone.
Now, I'm back off the talk show.
What'd you say,
Did I
then,
get
Paul?
any wrong? Which ones did I get wrong?
Just the wrong ones.
Yeah, just the wrong ones, yeah.
Well done, Mark.
I said it doesn't help when you
Beat me
get
to that
asked.
one again.
Hang on, Paul. Go on, Paul.
I said it doesn't help when you get asked to see someone when you were 3 years old.
No, that's true.
Yeah, but
Well, you know.
well, as you can remember the yellow pages from start to finish.
No, well done, Claire. That was brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, Claire,
well
really
done.
well done,
Absolutely
mate. Nice one.
fantastic. Wow.
Well done, Claire.
Thank
and
you.
Claire has actually joined us as well because Claire's part of the Her Game 2 campaign. And I think it's a good time for us to shout out.
Sorry, Craig.
The Her Game 2 campaign.
Yeah.
And good time to shout out that on Wednesday, Tilton Talk are actually sponsoring the shirts for 8 lucky young ladies who will be the guard of honour on the pitch for the players coming out.
Wonderful.
So thank you to everybody that has supported us to help make that happen, and what will be a special occasion for those girls. And
No, and also, Craig, for us and everybody connected with the Talk Talk, because that's
definitely.
the very first time that we put the name on the shirt. I'm so looking forward. Is this at the Burnley game, is it?
it is at the Burnley
Guard
game.
of honour.
Or to those young ladies walking out with a shirt on with Tilton Talk written on it onto St Andrew's pitch. Man, that is going to be a massive moment for me in my Birmingham City career, which has spanned a long time.
Yeah, fantastic, Craig, that is, yeah. Brilliant.
And what we're going to do is we are going to be recording a special Her Game 2 show where Claire will be joined by some other members of the group to talk about what the group are actually doing, the fantastic work of bringing everybody involved. But not just that, it's also a way of us being able to give back to more of the ladies' game and bringing more of the ladies into our Tilton Talk family. So thank you very much, and cheers, Claire, for joining this evening.
So, Claire,
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Claire, can I ask you a quick question, mate? Do you have a lot to do with the women's football then?
I used to play, but I do like to go down. But all the girls do such a fantastic job. All of us bring something to the team, so they're a credit, really, to be honest.
Absolutely superb. I'm going to ask you now, why don't you join us next Monday, on Zoom, so that you can talk about the ladies' football and you can talk about what you do.
Nick, you probably didn't hear that bit, but we're doing a special with them.
Yeah,
We're doing a special with them in
right, okay, cool, right. I am genuinely right. I was a DJ for 42 years in nightclubs up and down this country. Right, my ears just go.
Muttons, yeah.
And the reason we don't tell him things because if we told him now, then there's no way he's going to remember by next week. So we have to. So what we do, we have to send him. We have to send him a letter,
Braille
by an email, followed by a phone call and a text.
Email, Braille. I'll take it. Sign language. I'll take
him
it.
that something's happening tomorrow.
Does Claire win a prize for beating me at squad game, Chris?
I think she ought to. No, I think you ought to, Paul. And do you know why, Paul? Because you're incredibly clever. Your memory is outstanding. I wish I had it. And I give Claire a prize.
Yeah, no, we have got some new Tilton Talk Show
a packet of all the biscuits for next time we see you.
A lot of time. Give them to Craig on Wednesday. Craig, I'm expecting biscuits, mate.
Well, that's it. And Nick, you're coming on Wednesday. So Bar 8, or I think it's got a new name now, hasn't it, underneath the main stand. But all of the young ladies are gathering there before the game. I'm going to pop in and say hello as well. So
they're going to be there, Craig?
Sorry?
What time they're going to be there?
Claire, what time do you start in the Bar 8?
We're meeting about 6 o'clock, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I'm booking time off work tomorrow.
We're good for us all to catch up and we can say hello. And the other thing is the fact, getting more involved with everyone there. So Lindsay is also massively involved with her game too. And it's big shout out to Lindsay and Love Browne as well, because they were the ones that helped us make it happen. So thank you to everybody there.
Yeah. And Nick, don't go tomorrow because it'll be closed.
I can't wait to meet you on Wednesday, mate. I promise you. And all the young ladies there that are going to wear the Tilton Talk shirt. What an
fantastic
absolute that's going to be.
Brilliant. Loads of photos we want.
You too.
Yeah.
Cheers, Claire.
Cheers, Claire.
Thank you.
Cheers, Claire.
Bye.
Claire?
She's gone.
I was just going to tell her that I did 15 points of lager every 12 minutes.
No, she's gone. She don't want to talk to you. She don't want to talk to you ever again.
That's a bit hard.
I've still been tabbing the results on squad game, and I can say that we've now got 2 people in the running. That is Marsden and Nafty. So they are the 2 remaining.
So I think that Davis was a good shout from Alan there. I must say, the more I'm thinking about it, the more it makes sense, because obviously he scored against Wolves, he scored against them. He's he covered every blade of grass for us, really.
Nigel says that Claire wins Paul's underpants, apparently. That's a surprise.
Didn't look as well over
You know what, Paul, and I mean this, mate, for somebody to beat you at that game, she was on the metal, kid. She was prop.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. I just don't know how she done it, Craig.
It's pretty impressive. Really is pretty impressive.
Honestly, brilliant.
As long as
I never thought I'd see a show where Paul was beat, to be honest. So and he was come close with the guy from Blues Trust, but that is some going.
Yeah. I'm gonna screenshot his facial expressions when those answers were coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew after like 15 seconds when she'd named about 9.
Yeah.
So it was just so, and the weather were reeled off as well.
Yeah,
so I'm impressed.
You knew you was going to be in for a tussle, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
No disrespect, Paul, right? And I genuinely honour your memory, right? But to see you get beat tonight has made my day.
Yeah,
love you, Leslie.
Yeah, you've always got to be gracious in defeat, haven't you? There's always a chance you could lose. You can't win them all.
No, it had to come. Unfortunately, it came from a 13-year-old girl, but there you go.
Hang on. Whoa, Chris. Was Claire 13?
No, I'm only joking.
Oh, you tool. I was going to say, well.
I was trying to undermine him as much as I could.
Can we do the predictions for Wednesday now before we get into the last thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough game.
Can I start the ball rolling?
Go on.
Go on then.
I'm looking forward to it. I love night games, and I think we'll get a good point. 1-1.
I'm going 1-0 Blues.
I fancy a total shutout. 0-0.
Really?
What are you going, Craig? Sorry.
0-0.
0-0.
I'll
Burnley,
take that.
a difficult team to beat for anybody this season, without a doubt. But you know what? Lily Pad's gone 2-1. Graham Haynes 1-1. From what I saw yesterday, if we can carry that over, right? 2-0 to Blues.
2-0.
Three steps up the league. 2-0 to the Blues, mate.
I think a really tough battle. It'll be a really hard fight ball, proper championship game.
Yeah.
We'll get one off a set piece, like a scrappy corner or something, I reckon, and we can see like Trusty or someone scoring again like that.
They all count. They all count.
Say again?
You taking your daughter?
No.
Why?
It's a night game. She's at school the next day.
Yeah,
so...
but like it's 3 points. I don't worry about a night game, mate. It's points, prizes.
I know. We do seem to do, she watches us. It's actually her birthday tomorrow as well, so I'll give her.
Isn't it?
Oh,
I'll give her a public happy 12th birthday as well.
It's half term. Is it half term?
Next week.
Next week, yeah.
Take the child.
Alan, your prediction?
Well, on the anniversary of my first ever visit to St Andrews, 63 years ago, what I've learned over those 63 years is that an away win is always followed by a home draw. That's just the nature of the beast. And I will say that is going to happen and hope to God that it doesn't and we win.
Yeah, I'm going to go for an ambitious 0-0.
Okay, here we go. Mark, have you predicted yet?
yeah, I did the first one, Nick. 1-1.
Right, nice one.
You can't remember that far back. It's almost a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, this tonight is anything to do with movies, and football. I'll start you off, ladies and gentlemen, tonight with Charlie, George and the Chocolate Factory. One of my favourite films of all time, but it has to be the Jack Wilder version, not the new one.
Yeah, the old one, yeah.
Charlie, George and the Chocolate Factory. Off you go!
Alan, are you coming up Wednesday night for the game?
No. I maybe I've got till January the 21st to wait for a Saturday game. There is a Sunday game, New Year's Day. That is my target for the next, and basically every other game is not on a Saturday. I'm going to Scotland for the World Cup.
Oh yeah, to get away from it.
Can we have the football on, mate? That's an act. Get lost.
Oh, I love the Welsh accents. I love that.
Raiders first, Mark Roberts. Oh, Pete Taylor, Stanley's Readers, The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, I like that one. What a great film was that one is. Yeah.
I can't think of it. Well, no, come on,
what about Fry Hard? Barry Fry.
Yeah, okay.
Bigfoot and the Jordan Hendersons.
Tyler Shatland has asked, "Where's the road, Mark?" Somebody else is asking. It's getting to winter time, Mark.
Come back now, Mark.
Yeah, he'll be coming soon. Don't worry.
Good. Rising Camp.
Rising Camp? Yes, it was a film, actually.
What about Lukaku's talking?
It's quite good, yeah. That's tickled
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, yeah. Some of them you don't even have. Some of them you don't even have.
Chongy Wonky.
That's a dodgy
show. No, it's not really a movie, mate. Sorry, Pete. You can't sneak in the back door with that one, mate. I'm sorry, mate.
The Truman Show was Jim Carrey, weren't it? The film
was, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Faraday, the man who fell to earth. Grealish.
Yeah.
Friend, shall I compare these to a summer's night? Snakes on a train, sorry, beg your pardon.
Snakes on a train, yeah.
Roy Deeney, one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Nottingham Forest Gump.
Oh, with reference to the penalty, of course, over the week. One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
I think after his amazing assist yesterday, I've got to say Lord of the Ming.
Nottingham Forest.
Oh, that was mine. I've been saying that all day.
Nottingham Forest. Who did it? Jason, Nottingham Forest.
Some of them change like Platoon.
Oh my God.
Platoon, yeah.
In fact, I might.
Can I have Zarate Kid 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
What about Do Gary on Abroad? Or Do Gary on Camping?
Jeremy's saying 2-0 to the Blues. Come on!
Puts him on mute. Oh, my life. There's some good ones here.
Monty Python's Life of Brian Clough.
Yeah. Yeah. Not funny,
Quickly,
but yeah.
Quick mention about the game on Saturday at Blackburn. What are we saying about that one?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, yeah. We got the Blackburn game, haven't we? Yeah.
That's another bogey
Check.
round, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. But
Stop it.
so was Hull. So was
Good
Hull.
evening from Benidorm. Good evening from Benidorm. What are you doing in Benidorm? Huh? Great
Drugs kicking in.
Sunday top class keep right on. Enjoy your time in Benidorm, Roy. Have a beer on the Tilton Talk Show, but don't send us a bill.
I'll go for a draw Saturday, 1-1.
Yeah, I fancy a draw at Blackburn. I'll take that.
Do you know what I'm going to go? I'm going to go another 2-0 win, right? And another 2 places up that table.
Yeah. I fancy us more getting a result there. Yeah, it could be, yeah. Could be in Europe by the weekend.
Yeah.
Solid in the hotter chocolate factory.
some like it hotter.
Some like it hotter, yeah.
Half time, thanks Stephen Gill, Southampton 0, Birmingham City Women 0.
Graham Harry Potter. Raging
Steve Ball, yeah.
Yeah, Tim Faraday should be flying on this one, shouldn't he? He's an actor.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Stop.
Ban him.
Actor.
Good actor.
Shall I compare these to a summer's night?
Oh yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, she's being down in England.
This one's good.
The Devlin Wears Prada.
Oh, Devlin Wears Prada. Oh, yeah.
That's good, yeah. 7-year pitch. Very good. Very clever.
Where did they go from?
Faraday said Raging Steve Bull from Tim.
Yeah, Raging Steve Bull.
Dr. Strange and Love.
Yeah, that's a good one as well.
Where do you get your head from, kid?
Doctor Strange and Love.
Lion King Maxi.
Brumby. I said Bumboy then. Brumby Millionaire.
Terry Butcher and the Bernard Son Kid. That's gone over your head, that hasn't it, Nick? Come on, you.
Right, Jeremy has said we've all got to say, "Come on, Blues!" After three. 1, 2, 3. Come on!
Come on, Blues!
Hey, Jeremy. Blazing Sadler.
Sadler. Yeah, Sadlers.
I've got two Blues players in one here. Hannibal Spectre.
Yeah. Oh, that's clever. That's like you.
What about the Jungle Book?
Yeah.
What about the Jungle Booking?
Mark, you're on fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hong Kong Phooey, but that was a series.
It was. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I did.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back 4.
Chris White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Right. Okay. Right. I don't get that one. Somebody explain to me.
Chris White.
And the Seven Dwarfs.
As in Snow White, 7 Dwarfs.
All right.
Hang on. That's the tape going backwards.
Who
Carry
framed
on,
Roger
Lee
Johnson?
Camping. I love it, Tim Faraday.
Yeah. Carry on, Lee Camping.
Taxi Lopez. Oh, man.
There's some crazy ones.
Pete Taylor's put Titanic Jurassic G-Sung Park. Jurassic G-Sung Park. I don't think there's any reference to the Titanic. I mean, that is like a sinking ship.
What about Empire of the Tate?
Oh, you know, is that yours, Paul?
Yeah.
I actually really do like that.
Okay.
Brett Stanley. I like Brett Stanley's Taxi Lopez.
Okay,
Yes.
so we need to make a little bit of an announcement now.
We do.
Nobody knows about this apart from me and Craig. I think Craig's going to explain all now. So quiet, please, everybody.
So Paul, we decided we needed to get a little bit of Get Your Own back. So confession,
Craig,
confession
I'm not
time.
tonight, mate, so I'm struggling a little bit.
Okay,
So it's been a confession time, Nick, because
Yeah.
we needed to get a bit of our own back and see how Paul reacted. So Claire actually sits behind me in the Tilton, and I sent her the squad
Oh, okay.
so that she could name the players.
You would never have guessed, would you?
No, never. But we'll say it was actually Claire's first season, 1996-97, and. To be fair to Claire, she is an away and home supporter. So thank you very much, Claire, for joining.
Thanks.
You're not funny, Craig, mate. Like, you know, you take your choices,
It's
you get
funny.
numbers, and you beat the hit kiss.
And thanks for being a good sport as well, Craig. Claire, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Still unbeaten then in that case. That's good.
You certainly are. You're still the champione.
That's good then.
Oh, super.
What was
Glad
it?
you did very, very
Your
well.
own back, Craig? Was it get your own back for like your Arsenal playing for Arsenal in your youth? Is that what it
It was, yeah, and
Oh.
the Jeremy Clarkson comments. It's for all of those. So
Those pictures are coming on next week. If anybody else thinks they've got a looking likey, that's Craig.
that one of Craig when he played for Arsenal in his youth. That is close, isn't it, Chris?
I thought it was him. I didn't realise that afterwards. I thought it was him.
Go to his indie face.
Yeah.
I think Dom Kavanagh may have won, by the way. We've Dealey had a bowl of popcorn.
He's got who framed Roger Johnson.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Jurassic Sung Park has come in from Pete Taylor. You know what? I think Pete Taylor's got a massive list of things that you could do for this, right? He writes them down every week. I think he spends minimum, Craig, 14 hours a week writing down. And if it comes up, it's yes, I've got it. It's fine.
Lily Pad's a good one, isn't it? Brokeback Mountain.
Very good, yeah. I do like the Saving Private Ryan Woods. That's a good
Brett
one.
Stanley's just come up with Say the Addams Family.
He's also come up with Ungogs and Broomsticks, which I think is great.
Yeah.
This one I do like. Right, Dom Kavanagh, well done. Pride, Park and Prejudice.
Yes.
Good one.
Shay Adams Family. I love it.
What about Furlong Kiss Goodnight? Furlong Kiss Goodnight. Furlong.
Not as good as your other ones. No, you come down in my estimation. No,
sorry.
Well, it wasn't as good as the other ones, I'm afraid.
You could have, Bradley Dack who plays for Blackburn. You could have Dack to the Future.
Back to the Future, yeah.
You got any, Al? Alan always goes quiet when this comes on.
Yeah, it can't be asked.
I sit here trying my hardest to think of something, and the first thing I have a problem with is thinking of a name of a film.
Right, next week, the last 15 minutes is your call. It's your choice, and do not discuss that subject with any member of this team whatsoever. Right? And you can write down as many answers. You've got 7 days, mate. You can write down as many answers as you want. You've got 7 days to produce a last 15 minutes that makes me laugh.
So you can't think of a film, and Nick can't think of anybody's name.
What about Snakes on a Cane?
Yeah, Snakes on a Cane.
Oh, plane? Snakes on a Plane. Is that what you're getting for? Oh, yeah.
Jason Hughes from Russia with Unloved.
Yeah.
Oh, clever.
Yes.
Very clever.
What about the Roonies?
The Roonies? I love it. It's the stupid ones I like.
And I have planes, frames, and
That's
automobiles.
why I sit with you. Look.
For God's sake.
What about
I'm not being funny, mate. Your quest next week is to make me laugh. You win, I lose, I'll buy you a pint in bar 8.
Paul's got the winner now. It's building up. It better be good,
It's
Paul.
there. He's working on it.
He's chomping. He's chomping.
What about
I'm like David Goldfinger.
Oh, Nick's ruined it. Come on, Paul.
what about Shrek Shay?
Oh, what?
Shrek Shay.
Yes,
Big
I
build.
like it.
Very good. Big build up. Mm.
I know, yeah, it kind of like,
Yeah. Nick killed it then, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with frame spotting.
Here's a good one coming. I know it's not spelled right now, but it don't really matter. Saving Private Brian Hughes.
Oh, that's a good one at all, yeah. I like
Steve
it.
Bruce Home Alone. Oh, brutal.
Oh. Well, there we go. There we go. Right, Toothy. There we go, Nick. Time is up.
Oh, my God. 8 o'clock.
Yes. No, don't blame him.
Well, what a pleasure it's been tonight to see Paul Hipkiss get beaten. Not only beaten, but beaten by a lady. It's been an absolute joy and a pleasurable moment in my life that I'll never forget, ladies and gentlemen. Got this place. Oh, what a great team these guys are. Honestly, do you know what? My life would be now like it is without you guys, mate. I promise you. It's brilliant. Monday nights, the Tilton Talk. It is what Mondays are for. And I was talking to somebody today at work, and yesterday. It was yesterday. He's a sports presenter for Stoke City. Was chatting to him and said like that what we did through COVID was nothing short of A, miraculous, and B, absolutely superb to keep our supporters together, to keep us talking, to keep your well-being on the right side and one thing and another. Now, I don't know, but we haven't had the last couple of weeks. Who's going to win, Chris, the tickets for Wednesday night's game?
I'm not sure we've had those in, have we, this week, have we?
Yeah, so for Wednesday, we have 2 ladies actually who have had a real tough time over the past few months, and they will be taking part. They were nominated by their niece, and it's an opportunity for them to get out of the house. But it's going to be for Claire and her sister. So recommended and nominated by Natalie Littlehales. There will be some details on our socials.
We don't need to know the circumstances, Craig. We never, ever would divulge the circumstances. And I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, we've been involved with the Tilton Talk Show for 11 and a half years, and I don't want to know the circumstances because I don't need to know, right? It's a very, 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 very limited amount of people that get to know about this, right? I'm not one of them. And even though I'd never say anything, not ever. But like, what a wonderful gesture from our friends at Hollywood Monster. Mm-hmm. And, the show, once again, sponsored by Ball Sports. This has been the Tilton Talk Show. Claire, look forward to meeting you in Bar 8 on Wednesday night with all your young ladies for the Tilton Talk. I can't wait to see them shirts. I'm actually proper excited to see all those shirts. Mark, are you going to the game on Wednesday?
Yes, as usual.
Right,
yeah.
Bar 8.
If I can get... I'll be coming straight from work, so probably, I'll try.
I'm having time off work. Okay, right? I'm doing it right, mate. Paul, are you going?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Bar 8. Let's meet these ladies and the young girls and thank them very much for advertising the Tilton Talk Show, because that's what it's all about. Chris, are you going?
I am, yes.
Bar 7. Love you guys, love all of you. Thank you ever so much for another brilliant Tilton Talk Show. And we'll see you back here next Monday, 6:30 through till God knows what time. But you know what? We've got 2 games between now and then. Can we just get 6 points out of those 2 games? You know what, ladies and gents, girls and boys, time will tell. And we will be here, hopefully, to discuss it next on Monday. Thank you so much for being with us. Good night. God bless. Take care.
Good night.
I'll shout this out with the Breen Mile.
We'll support you till the end of the day.
The Breen.
We're so happy